How Manchester United beat Manchester City to £52 million Fred transfer. When Fred pulls on Manchester United's red shirt for the first time next season, the Brazilian is entitled to feel a sense of vindication. The midfielder was 19 when he left Brazilian side Internacional for Shakhtar Donestk and dreamed of treading the same path as his countryman Willian and Fernandinho in leaving Ukraine to join a Premier League club. Fred arrived in Donetsk as a talented, if rough around the edges, attacking midfielder. Under former manager Mircea Luchescu, the Brazilian became more dynamic and developed into a box-to-box midfielder. It was this dynamism that caught the eye of Pep Guardiola when Shakhtar beat Manchester City in the Champions League last December. Fred impressed in the reverse fixture at the Etihad that City won 2-0, but was even better in Donetsk when the Ukrainians ended City's 28-match unbeaten run with a 2-1 victory. Guardiola took little convincing that Fred could fit in at City, and within a fortnight the club were in talks with Shakhtar over the midfielder. Negotiations progressed quickly, and in January Fred believed he was on the cusp of making his Premier League dream a reality, but it was the Etihad, not Old Trafford, that would be his new home. Fred was excited at the prospect of joining City, viewing Guardiola as an ideal mentor. The Brazilian spoke to his international teammates Fernandinho and Gabriel Jesus about life at the club, and the quiet nature of Northwest is said to have appealed to him. However, Metro.co.uk understands an injury to Vincent Kompany in late December eventually scuppered Fred's move to City. The Belgian limped out of City's 1-0 win against Newcastle after just 10 minutes with a recurrence of a long-term calf problem. City had a healthy lead at the top of the Premier League table, but Guardiola would not risk the club's title bid, and Aymeric Laporte, who nearly joined the club a year earlier, became his priority. Laporte arrived for a club record £57 million, and City no longer felt they could afford Fred in the same window. Guardiola, at this point at least, was happy to wait until the summer to get his man, but the Spaniard became increasingly fond of Napoli star Jorginho, and by February Fred's representatives had ended discussions with City. United, too, had shown interest in Jorginho but ended their interest when they got wind from the midfielder's team that he preferred a move to the Etihad. With City out of the picture, United essentially had a free run at Fred and knew the Brazilian wanted to move to the Premier League. Despite speculation throughout the second half of last season, Mourinho wants to keep Paul Pogba, and the acquisition of Fred is said to provide the Frenchman greater license to attack in a three-man midfield. Fonseca allows me to play both offensively and defensively, and my main task is to change the direction of attacking moves. While Nemanja Matic's arrival has aided Pogba's reluctance to track back, the Serbian's often guilty of taking too many touches in attack, and Mourinho is fond of Fred's speed of thought and ability to break the lines in the middle of the park. United moved quickly once City reneged on a deal, and Fred's move to Old Trafford is expected to cost around £52 million, making him the club's fourth most expensive signing ever. An injury in Brazil training this week is not thought to be serious, and Fred's arrival at the club will be announced in due course after the Red Devils confirmed they've reached an agreement with Shakhtar Donetsk earlier this week. More: Manchester United given hope of signing Sevilla defender Clement Lenglet after making concrete approach.